Kraven, I don't want to give too much into it. Kraven, though, we have a love-hate. We were really excited to see Kraven, both of us, because we went to the New York Comic Con. We met Aaron Taylor Johnson. We saw him.
Yeah.
He was there. He was in a Kraven outfit.
We saw him in person.
And they showed us a sneak preview of the bear trap killing scene, the best part of the film. So they hyped us up a lot because they showed us the best part of the film.
I don't know if that was the best part of the film, but that's definitely one of the highlights.
Yeah,
that's definitely one of the highlights. I think there was definitely a few shots in there that
they had
I
some
enjoyed.
good stuff. Which is why it's like not the worst film I saw last month at all. Is it good? No. Did it lose a ton of money? I think it did. I think it lost so much money. And
did it really?
Yeah, I think it did. And I think Sony hung it up after that. That was their last film for the Sonyverse with like the whole like
which
anti-heroes.
Which makes sense to me because like it's
because Venom bombed, Venom 3 bombed,
understandable.
Madam Web bombed, Morbius bombed, and Kraven bombed. I mean,
which is so funny to me because like Marvel for the longest time has been trying to get those IPs.
Yeah.
And they're in the ground right now.
And they're in the ground right now.
They're in the ground.
So you know what? If Marvel or Disney gets those IPs at some point, then they can just make an average film and people will love them.
Yeah.
Like they can make the most basic Kraven film and people will just slob all over them. People will be praising them, be like, Marvel's back.
I just hope they don't do this whole DC thing. I just want one character I just want one actor for the character.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
Like
we're
gonna touch on the Superman trailer later, but like, this is like the what Superman? You know what I mean, how many Batman were there?
Well, to me, I kind of like don't mind it a ton, just because like in the comics, there's a million different variations of all these characters.
No, listen, if you're gonna do a bunch of one-offs, I'm cool with that.
Sure,
you know what I mean.
Series, maybe you're saying.
Yeah, but like if you're gonna, because like I feel like DC so badly wants to do, what Marvel did with the Avengers.
Yeah,
and it's just like. No, it's not because they try so hard to introduce all their characters, and it's like every time they reintroduce these characters, they're all new actors, all different story. It's like it's hard, like you can't. Nobody's gonna get into it that way. Like it's just a lot of fan service that like doesn't really pay off in the end. Like for me anyway.
Yeah, and so but also like even Marvel like they're trying to recatch lightning in the bottle that they caught before.
Yeah,
because mind you, they did it not because they wanted to. They kind of unknowingly made the cinematic universe slow and drew it out. Like they started with what 2000 what 6, 7, 8 with Iron Man, whatever it was. 2008, we'll say.
Actually, technically, I think the Hulk was the first one.
Okay, Hulk 2000. No, it was definitely Iron Man. I think it was Iron Man, and then Hulk, which was 2010. So Iron Man came out in 2009, if I'm not mistaken.
Which Hulk are you thinking of though? Because I'm thinking about the one with
no, not the 2003. That's not even part of the
universe. The one after
Edward Norton. Yeah, that's 2010.
That's 2010?
That was 2010, yeah.
Okay.
So it started with Iron Man, 2009, then the Hulk, 2010, then Captain America, 2011, and then they introduced Thor in 2012 or 2013. So those are 4 or 5 years of, and then Iron Man 2, 2013 maybe, and then Iron Man 3, 2014, 2015, and then the first Avenger film came out, 2012? Actually, 2012.
2012,
right?
Yeah.
Okay, 2012 then, so Thor was before that. So, okay, they made the Avengers film, and then they just kept adding on to it, but we're talking like over a decade worth of films. So, and mind you, they did not plan that, as much as they might say like, oh, we planned this, we did all this. No, they were bankrupt. It was a bankrupt company, and then Iron Man hit it off. Boom, they made some money, and they were like, okay, let's try this. Hulk did fine. Captain America, another hit. And then, it just kept adding hits. They were like, let's combine them. Let's do an Avengers. That's also not the original Avengers. Like, in the comics, the Avengers are not that team. So, but yeah, I don't know. Well, we'll get back to Kraven, I guess. So, Kraven's story sucked. It was bad. I hated all the father. Again, I forget his name. He's a well-known actor. He was in Gladiator. He was not Kal-El. He was Jor-El.
Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe. He was Jor-El in Superman. He was all these amazing things. He was bad in this film.
Yeah,
I think he was just getting a check. Yeah, getting a big fat check for me, a big fat man.
For me, it was. I think the movie was shot really, really well.
Beautiful.
I think
it better be. We're talking with Sony. They make the camera.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But like that doesn't mean. I mean, shot well in the sense of like art direction, things like that.
No, I know what you mean.
That like obviously quality is always gonna be great.
Yeah, the quality in the camera work was beautiful. Like, there was no issue at all with clarity within. Beautiful.
But as far as like the whole Kraven story goes, I just feel like there was a lot of things that I just didn't care for that were in the movie that didn't really have to be like I didn't really need the whole origin for Kraven.
Yeah.
I felt like a lot of that was shoehorned in.
Sure.
And you could have X'd all that out and it probably would have made it a better movie.
Yeah.
Like the first 20 or 30 minutes is a flashback about characters that don't even really matter to like the greater plot of the movie. Like the lady who gave him his powers.
Calypso.
Yeah, Calypso. Like I didn't really care for her character.
She was probably my most hated character.
She didn't her character's kind of redundant, right? Like she's supposed to be like this, like they
magical.
They introduce her as like this like lawyer lady who fights crime in her own way, and then Kraven is like the vigilante who kills and murders people, right? Yeah. But like he enlists her help to find more bad people, even though like that's like his whole thing.
That's like
his whole thing.
That is his whole thing.
So it's like that whole thing like doesn't make any sense.
Trash. She was a bad character.
Their whole family dynamic is kind of weird.
Garbage.
I can understand him and his brother, but like the main antagonist in the movie was just like butthurt, and he literally went through. He literally got made fun of one time.
Rhino.
He got made fun of one time, and then that was like took it to heart.
Yeah, we saw Rhino in the first 15, 20 minutes of the film. We saw Rhino, maybe even the first 30 minutes of the film, and then next thing you know, we see him again, but this time he's big and strong.
Yeah,
and then we just ride with that, which he's technically the main antagonist, but then later we find out that no, the main antagonist was Russell Crowe, Kraven's dad. And honestly, I'll give him some kind of slack with like the fact that like I would prefer if they made a film of just maybe his origin, right? But they couldn't do that because they knew this. They already knew before they finished filming this. This is it. They don't have a Kraven 1, 2, and 3 like they did with Venom. So maybe they were just trying to shoehorn in as much as possible, just because they were like, "This is it, guys. Like, we're not gonna have any more films." But I would have much preferred if they just did an origin. Him as a kid for an hour, seeing him grow up a little bit, and then maybe him killing his first person, or maybe him killing his first actual bad guy by himself. Instead, we got like 20 minutes of him as a kid. Next thing you know, you fast forward. He starts the film as himself, as Kraven. He's already Kraven as you start the film. Yeah. Then it flashes back, shows you Calypso, shows you him as a kid, shows his dynamic with his brother, tries to shoehorn his dad in. It's trying so many things, and then boom, cuts right back. Okay, now he's back to Kraven again. Everyone knows him. Everyone respects him. He's killing so many people. He's on everyone's radar. And then he just now found Calypso again after 15 years or whatever it was. Even though he's the greatest detective. It took him 15 years to find Calypso. Okay. And then he sees his brother again. His brother's birthday. His dad again. His dad still wants him to come back. He's like, "No, Dad, I'm still mad at you because Mom died." And then we see him fight the villains, and then boom, the movie ends with him killing his dad and going back out to
spoiler
Kraven time.
Spoiler. Just a whole spoiler for everything.
Look, if they haven't watched Kraven yet, good. First of all, if no one's watched Kraven, good. Second of all, no one cares. I'm sure people. No one gives a fuck. Right? So that's why everyone that wanted to see Kraven by now has seen it. Okay. But just a ton of issues. There's also no one rated the film well. Like again, no one's watching the film. No one rated it well.
It got
like a 6.
It got a 5.5 on IMDb. It got a 16% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh my god!
A 16. That's
insane. So I think Kraven was better than. Granted, this doesn't mean a lot, but
well, it got a 60% on the tomato meter, but it got a 74 on the popcorn meter.
Okay.
So critics thought the movie was garbage.
Yeah.
Audiences liked it though.
Audiences liked it enough.
Audiences liked it. I mean, listen, if you turn your brain off, it's still a decent action movie. It's still a really good action. There's, like I said, there's in there where like for example, he's hunting somebody, like he's like infiltrated this base, and like he's literally just in the darkness, and you just see his yellowy orange eyes, and he like fire. That's
Beautiful.
super cool. Some of the
phone
kills
background.
Yeah, some of the kills in there, like with the bear trap, super
Badass.
cool. There's like this whole scene where like his brother gets abducted, and he's literally like
Foot.
Yeah, I spoke about this on the last.
Yeah, last time we talked about this too.
On the last time I spoke
this was
about
your
this.
favorite part.
Yeah.
I remember this.
Yeah, but like I enjoy like the fact that like he's like a strong guy, but he's not necessarily like a superhero in the sense that like everything isn't like paper mache to him. You know what I mean? Like he's tackling
He's not
cars.
Superman.
Yeah, he's not Superman.
He
or like,
feels all this.
Or like the Hulk, but he's just like he's just like a solid guy. So like he's like literally like tackling SUVs. You know what I mean? And it's like keeping up on foot. It's like imagine like an aggressive Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like in that sense, where like the way he
Spider-Man?
the way he interacts with his environment, like that whole thing.
It's kind of ironic.
Yeah, that was cool to me.
Yeah, that's funny. You're mentioning Kraven, a Spider-Man villain, compared to Spider-Man. Sony, I think they're trying to way too much. They were doing all these anti-heroes. These people aren't anti-heroes. Kraven's a villain. Venom, he is an anti-hero, so I'll live with that. And that's maybe why Venom did the best. Morbius is a villain. No one knows him, but he's a villain. And then Madam Web, just why? Why? Sydney Sweeney couldn't save that film.
I mean, I'm just assuming that they're just riding off the coattails
They were just trying
of No Way Home and everything like that, and Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, they were.
So they were I guess they were trying to hit a different demographic with that.
I don't know. Kraven was super disappointing though, and the only good thing that I genuinely say about this film is that I got to see Aaron Taylor Johnson in person, and he's ripped to fucking shreds. That's it.
Yeah, there's a scene in there where like he's actually in like the comic accurate costume, and he hits physique insane.
Craziest pose. He just starts
Physique
emoting.
Insane.
Yeah, kills his dad, emotes on the chair, and calls it a night.
Like and which by the way, it's kind of weird. To see it, bro. Like to see it like I don't know.
Yeah.
Like he puts on that vest.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, you got it.
You got it, bro. You got it, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, Aaron Taylor Johnson, he was fine. It was good. Anyway, Kraven though, you
5.5.
You gave Kraven a 6.5, right?
Oh, 6.5. Okay.
So I gave it a 5.5. So we'll give Kraven what, a 6?
Yeah, because I can rewatch it.
I can rewatch it too.
I can rewatch it.
100%.
That's for sure.
So okay, then Kraven, 6 out of 10.
Yeah, I'll give it 6.
6 out of 10.
Yeah.